All right. Good evening, family. Good evening, everybody out there. Shabbat Shalom. Once again, this is Meek Martin. And once again, this is from Child Support Stress to Word of Yah Bless. Okay. Child Support Stress to Word of Yah Bless. If you haven't heard already, pick up a copy of the book, order a copy of the book so you can follow along. All right. I would never compare this book to what people call the good book. I call it the law. I call it the commandments, right? But you want this book so you can follow along, okay? For years and for so long, we've listened to, others, preachers and things like that, preach from the word, preach from Torah, but yet you haven't had the Torah, the word, right in front of you. So a lot of times you go right along with what they're saying. Sometimes you can be lost. Sometimes you can be misled. Sometimes you can be all right deceived. A lot of times we think we know something, but we know nothing at all. So anyway, getting into today's subject matter. Today, page 19 of this book, which is entitled 7 Truths Regarding Child Support. Okay, 7 Truths Regarding Child Support. Okay, let's let this be known. I never said that I was against a woman receiving child support. If a man partakes in planting a seed or seeds, then he has a responsibility to take care of those seeds or his seed. What I am against is the way the child support system is designed. If I could design the child support system myself, could I do a better job? You dang skippy, I could. You know why? Because the system then would not be designed to give the custodial parents that have the child or children in their legal custody the upper hand, causing the non-custodial parent to suffer unjustly. See, that's what this system is all about. Somebody's going to suffer. It's going to look like one is benefiting and the other is suffering. Okay, and that's exactly what's happening. But to truth be told, the one who looks like they're benefiting, which is going to be the custodial parent, they're actually not benefiting. They're actually being used by the system, their very selves. And we're going to talk about that later. Okay. A good example of a non-custodial parent suffering unjustly is in the movie Liar Liar. Y'all remember that movie with Jim Carrey, Liar Liar? Okay, near the end of that movie, a mother that does not care for her kids divorces a man with money that truly loves his kids. The lawyer representing her in the divorce feels bad when he realizes that the non-custodial parent is set up to be taken for all the money he has and then some. Okay, that's a prime example of what I'm talking about. All right. If it was somebody who had a paint job like me, I had a complexion darker than myself, maybe even lighter than myself, right? With bass in their voice. Y'all know what I mean? I ain't beating around the bush. Okay. If that had been a man of color, it would have been totally different. Now, am I saying people of other nations, men of other nations don't get beat? Yeah, they get beat. Yeah, they get used and abused too, but nothing like how we do as a people. Okay. But that's just a prime example of how a man can really truly love his child or love his children. But just because the non-custodial parent sees where she could benefit, in some rare cases, it is a he also. But if she sees where she can benefit, she's going to take him for everything that he has. It doesn't matter what type of a daddy he is. It doesn't matter how much he loves his child or his children. It doesn't matter how much he wants the relationship to work. There's an opportunity presented, which the state will present that opportunity to the custodial parent. They're going to take that non-custodial parent for everything that they have and then some. That movie is just one example out of many. All right. Moving on. I do not hate the child support system. I stand against what the system has done and is doing to break up families. Okay, I say that strongly because I speak out of, the spirit, right? I speak with authority and I speak with power because that's what the spirit has anointed me to do. I don't speak with anger. I'm not an angry, ignorant man that's going off just spouting and spewing hate because I feel that I was done wrong. No, I'm standing up for what's right. And many of you men need to stand up with me and stand up for what's right. We have a mouth. We've been given a mouth to speak. Let's open up our mouths and let's use it. Let's stand up for ourselves and stand for what's right. All right. I'm not the only one out here that was given Ruach HaKodesh boldness. I'm not the only one. Y'all are too. OK, this is just my time and my season for me to speak up and speak out. And that's exactly what I'm doing. Moving on. One of the biggest issues I have with the child support system is that they set up a certain amount for you to pay to support your child every month, and they will enforce what happens when you refuse to pay. So you men that have been running, plan on running, don't run. You ain't going to do nothing but make a bad situation worse, because they're going to get you. They're going to find you. I know men that's ran for years, and now they paying for children that are no longer children no more. They're adults in their 30s. But since they didn't pay child support until that dodged child support for 18 or 21 years of that child's life, now that the system has caught up with them, now they have to pay thousands, some of them six figures, thousands of dollars in back child support pay. You don't want that, men. I've met too many men who thought that they got away, and at the worst possible time, here they are paying child support $500, $600, $700, $8,000 a month for a grown person, a grown woman that's married, got kids of her own. She's 34 years old, but you still paying child support to the state because you refused to pay back when she was, 2, 3, 4, so on and so on. It's not worth it, y'all. It's not worth it. OK? No record is taken, and they don't care if you are denied the right of visitation with your child, though. So this shows that they are not concerned with the emotional welfare of your child or children. They're only concerned about money. And money, not only for the custodial parent, but also their share of the money that they receive for collecting the money to give to the custodial parent. Yes, I'm talking about the state. I'm exposing the state. That's exactly what they do. Those custodial parents that think that they getting paid, think that they got it going on. They putting money down on house notes and, down payments on houses, on mortgages and things like that. Driving around brand new cars. I've heard stories of women getting breast jobs, getting their booty done and things like that. With child support money, you think you got it going on. Well, really, the state is really taken from you. You don't even see it. None of us see it because we're being deceived. When money is waved into our face, temptation, a lot of times that's Hasatan, the adversary, laughing right in our face. He's got us and we don't even realize it because we're blind. We're blinded by, for the love of money. All right. Bear in mind also that the child support system has some women saying, I'll bleed a man, but I don't need a man. Let me repeat that one more time. I've heard this so many times. I'll bleed a man, but I don't need a man. OK, men, in rare cases, women, non-custodial parents. We have to take a stand together to stop this nonsense. And together we will survive together and therefore thrive together. So let's go to the word. Let's go to 2 Timothy 2 and 3. 2 Timothy 2 and 3. Thou therefore endure hardness as a good soldier of Yahushua HaMashiach. See, we need to endure hardness together as good soldiers, right? As good soldiers of the Messiah, of the Mashiach. That's what we need to do. And that's what I'm doing right now. If it seems like I'm trying to get people together or get these men together to start a rally, you dang skippy. Hey, I see it like this. We need to rally when we in the valley. All right. Also note that the state and or custodial parent want the non-custodial parent to provide the child or children with their own bedroom or bedrooms. But how is that possible when the amount of child support you are paying is so high in outgoing to ingoing ratio, you can barely afford a roof over your own head? I've been through this before, too. Yeah, she needs her own bedroom. Okay, I would be happy to provide her a bedroom, but what the amount I was paying in child support, I could barely afford a roof over my head. You know? So how can I, you just can't have your cake and eat it too. That's the way I see it. You know, y'all think I'm wrong, then hey, we just agree to disagree. But you can't have your cake and eat it too. Yes, I was blessed. Blessed going through this. Blessed going through this mess. Blessed going through this child support system. I was blessed to be able to make it. Next video, I'm going to tell y'all exactly the amount I paid throughout a 17-year and 4-month course. It even surprised, it doesn't surprise or shock me. It's just such a testimony. I just can't stop praising when I think of what he carried me through. What he carried me through to where when I made that final payment, actually, I overpaid where the state actually sent me a check in the mail because they owed me some money. Now, isn't that something? Paying those thousands of dollars for over a 17-year period, 4-month period, struggling big time. But in the end, the state ends up sending me a check in the mail because I actually overpaid. They owed me money. Now tell me that's not a blessing from the Most High. All right, so going back to where if you barely can afford to have a roof over your own head, right? Well, some might say, what about staying in a homeless shelter so you could take care of your responsibilities? Well, a homeless shelter, at least in my state where I live, Missouri, I meant Missouri. Get it? Missouri. Okay. In my state, they will only allow you to stay in a homeless shelter for so long. Once your time is up, then what? So anybody who says, well, hey, you got to do what you got to do to take care of your responsibilities. If you got to stay in a homeless shelter, you just got to stay in a homeless shelter. The homeless shelter ain't going to allow you to stay there forever. And there's only so many homeless shelters in my state. I can't count by number, but the ones I've stayed in, I know for a fact. The ones I didn't stay in, I still know for a fact. They will only allow you to stay there for so long, whether you have a job or not. They're going to expect you to have your own place. And it's very difficult having your own place and paying a ridiculous amount every month in child support. It's just hard to do both. It's hard to do both. But, I prayed and I was blessed. My prayers were answered where even though it was tough, I still made it. Even though sometimes I didn't know where my next meal was coming from, I still made it. I sure don't look hungry now. I sure didn't look hungry then. I wasn't skin and bones. Even if I was just eating ramen noodles every night and, when I was allowed to have visitation with my daughter, if we was just eating chili dogs, at least we was eating, at least there was food provided. And it didn't come through food stamps either. I'll let y'all know that. Didn't come through food stamps. They was, government was taking all this money in child support, but they was refusing to give assistance. So that's another story. That's for another chapter. That's for another conversation. That's for another video. But I'm just glad I had the opportunity to share this with you. 7 truths regarding child support. Next time I make another video, we'll be talking about 7 more truths regarding child support. Okay, I've talked enough about myself. I think if y'all watch the other videos, y'all know some things about me. Y'all know where I'm coming from. Y'all know about my background. Y'all have heard my testimony in other videos. So it's time to stop talking about myself. It's not about me in the first place. But I believe if you get any book you get, you should know something about the author. If you don't know something about the author, then how do you know what you're actually reading about? Okay. Every story should have an ending. So I'm actually starting this from the ending to the beginning. I'm going back. I was delivered in June of this year, 2018, from having to pay child support, a dime in child support. I paid for 17 years, 4 months. For my daughter, who I love very much. She's pursuing other things right now. She's doing her own thing. She's taking her own journey. She's, walking a path that's set before her. I spent that 17 years and 4 months taking care of her, per what the government said that I was, supposed to pay every month to take care of her. And on top of that, I paid some things out of pocket. But, I'm not saying that to toot my own horn. I'm saying that for the sake of a testimonial. Without the Most High, Without the Messiah in my life, without the Spirit being in me and with me, there's no way I could have possibly made it. No way. So I'm here to share my testimony. I'm here to share all the wisdom that I got from this. I'm here to expose this system for exactly what it is, to help you people out there. You people that feel just like I felt, hopeless. You people out there who was wondering where your next meal was going to come from. You people out there that was wondering, how am I going to pay my my gas bill? How am I going to get my water cut back on? How am I going to afford to pay my light bill? Now that my driver's license is suspended, how am I going to get to work when I can't even afford public transportation? When I did have a car, couldn't afford to put no gas in it. You know, just struggling. Working 2 and 3 jobs, barely getting sleep, jeopardizing my health. All y'all, I know you probably didn't been through it, or you're going through it right now. But you got a spokesperson, one out of many, that's here to speak life into you, that's here to encourage you, that's here to help you through this, that's here to pray for you. That's all it's about. It's not about me. I'm not trying to get rich. I'm not trying to get famous. I'm just trying to make the name of the Messiah famous, okay? Money has came to sustain me through child support. Money is coming now to sustain me to take care of my family. All right. I'm a married man with 5 children. OK. 4 of the children since, you know, the situation with my daughter. All right. Most High is going to provide for me. He is my provider. All right. So I'm not trying to get into nobody's pockets or nothing like that. I'm just sharing this with you because I want to help. I'm just sharing this with you because I want eternal life. OK, I ain't got time to go to hell for nobody. All right. So whatever the Father's will is for me to do, which this is one of the things he has willed for me to do, I'm going to do it. Y'all want to criticize? Criticize. OK, criticize me while I'm on the other side of those pearly gates. OK, y'all want to scoff? Y'all want to mock? Y'all want to laugh? Go right ahead. I'm glad I can make somebody laugh. I'm glad I could give somebody something funny to laugh at. Laugh at me, scoff at me. If that's what it takes for me to receive eternal life, for me to say, well done, thou good and faithful servant, then so be it. So be it. But ain't no stopping this. OK, if y'all don't hear from me for a while, that don't mean I'm tripping on about what's going on, this and that. I'm just in my prayer closet somewhere. All right. Ready to come forth. When I come forth, to come forth on fire, which right now I feel the anointing right now. Right now I'm on fire. Right now I'm lit. All right. Because of the Spirit, because of all the resistance and persecution and things like that that's coming against me. So with that being said, enjoy your Shabbat day. Be blessed. Be encouraged. And, you know, if anybody has any questions or anything, feel free to contact me. You got criticism? Keep that to yourself. I'm not bothered by it. I just ain't got time for it. All right. So love you. Be blessed in Yah. Once again, this is Meek Martin. Shalom.